Hello, everybody. I hope you're ready for some more Cleveland Guardians baseball. So, to start this one off, we are going to be doing spring training, which I thought I would use as an opportunity, first of all, to kind of get you guys acquainted with the team, figure out where we stand, and also show you guys the acquisitions that we managed to get in the off season. So, obviously, the big one that I was talking about on the last episode is Justin Verlander, who is going to be joining the middle of our rotation. I think I'm going to probably slot him above Julio Urias for the time being. Um, and yeah, so we currently have six starters, or six guys who are capable of starting, rather, in the major league rotation. So Corbin Martin is likely going to be the odd man out and be demoted to AAA. So we'll see if we can get him a long-term extension this year. But I think we've got a really good, healthy rotation. We got some quality guys here. Now you'll notice that we have a lot of people in the bullpen. We did not have a lot of people in the bullpen at the end of the last episode. Well, there are a couple of reasons for that. The big one, though, is definitely the Rule 5 draft, but first I'll go over the big acquisitions. Chad Green was acquired in a trade for Yu Chang, who is Rule 5 eligible, and I did not want to keep around. We also got Nick Nelson and Clark Schmidt, who are two prospects I like quite a bit, and we'll see how those guys do. But Chad Green was definitely the big acquisition there. He's a cheap guy. We actually got him fully retained, so he's basically just a 1 year rental. We might try to extend him. I'll actually just check what he wants right now. Yeah, we're probably not extending him, but he's a good rental. He is going to be our closer to start the year. He's an experienced reliever that I feel confident giving to the ninth inning to. Jordan Hicks and Emmanuel Clace, who we previously had, will be our setup guys. I hope one of them can have a strong year and step into that closer role before the end. They both got some potential to grow into. If we see a little bit of that, they could take the role over from Green by the end of the season. Now, Matt Strom, I originally acquired Strom to be a starting pitcher for us, but he got bumped to the bullpen because we ended up with better guys. However, he's still going to be a pretty big part of our bullpen. He is going to be a more used middle reliever. He'll also use a long relief secondary role. He's pretty much a lock for the team. Drew Rasmussen was another acquisition on the last episode who will be playing a pretty good role in this bullpen. I think he has the talent to be really good. Robert DeSelman was one of our big acquisitions in the offseason. He was a free agent signing, and I actually extended him for 4 years at very minimal pay. I think he could do really well towards the back end of our bullpen. He could definitely help settle those late innings, give us some high quality pitching. Note that he's also got the capability to start if we decide to stick him in that role. So he's a nice, versatile guy, definitely my kind of pitcher. I'm really glad we acquired him. He was a nice acquisition for good value. Pretty much everybody else on this list is either a AAA pitcher or a Rule 5 draft acquisition, so I'll go through them one at a time. Hunter Shriver is a Rule 5 guy from the White Sox. I like this dude a lot as a prospect. He looks MLB ready to me, so I'm thinking he might be one of our opening day pitchers. Junior Fernandez was a Rule 5 draft pick from the Cardinals. I was stunned that he was available in the Rule 5 draft. He is definitely going to stick on this team. There's no chance we're releasing him back to the Cardinals. I don't care if he's not quite MLB ready, and he looks like he is to me. He is just got so much potential as a reliever. We absolutely have to keep him around. Vince Arobio is probably the most MLB reliever I took in the Rule 5 draft. He's also from the White Sox. He's definitely sticking on this team. He's got pretty solid ratings and is, as I said, pretty much fully developed. Marshall Kasowski, this guy's a high flyer from the Dodgers in the Rule 5 draft. He's got really low control, but dominant stuff and strong movement. So it's really just can he work around the walks, and that's kind of what we're using spring training to find out for him. If he can work around the walks, he could be a pretty solid reliever for us. If he can limit the walks, that would be great as well. And I definitely think he could be a higher upside pick, but if things don't work out, I have no problem releasing him back to the Dodgers. Sam Hentages is one of our own relief prospects, actually. He's got a very high chance of being demoted. I don't think he's MLB ready. Will Vest is another pretty much MLB ready pitcher. We acquired him in a trade with Seattle. He's another prospect of ours. Casey Sadler, another acquisition in that trade with Seattle, is also pretty much MLB ready. I think we used him. No, he was in the Seattle bullpen last year, so he's got a good chance of making the team because he's already done it. Phil Matone is a lock to make the team. He was one of our stronger relievers heading into the offseason. Had an outstanding season last year, 73 innings of a sub 200 ERA. I mean, that's high quality pitching right there. Really good rates, too. So we're going to hope for another good season out of Matone. Humberto Castellanos was a Rule 5 acquisition from the Diamondbacks. He's a really high movement guy, so there's going to be a lot of balls in play with this dude. Ideally, we can help our defense help him out. I think he's more likely to stick on the roster than guys like Mason Thompson. I like Mason Thompson a lot. He's a pretty good upside starting pitcher, but he's just not MLB ready. I took him hoping that he could develop in spring training, and that's really what it'll take. If we see that control and movement and stuff go up a little bit, then he could stick on this roster, but he will have to develop to do so. And Nick Nelson is almost certainly going to start the year in the minors. I think he could use a little bit more seasoning. Ideally, with the control, maybe we could get some development there. He did pitch pretty well out of the bullpen for the Yankees last year, so that's something we can consider with his decision. But I think with the number of guys we've got, he's more likely to go to the minors. Now, for our backups, our lineup was set as of the last episode. I picked up Elise Sanchez out of the Rule 5 draft to be our backup catcher. He is definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite, catching prospects. He is a captain with a really good personality, really great defense, and not too shabby on the hitting either. I think he's definitely one of our better acquisitions. O'Neill Cruz, who again I was really surprised to see available in the Rule 5 draft, is a prospect for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's a power hitter. We're going to ideally groom him to be the replacement for Kyle Seager at third base. Now, he's not the ideal replacement, but he's not bad, and he is much cheaper than all the other third base options, which is, I'm going to be fully honest with you guys, the only reason I drafted him is because he is cheaper than the other third base options and technically usable. So if all else fails, O'Neill Cruz is our third baseman next year and into the future. So we're going to be using him as a corner infielder this year. We'll see how he does there. Devin Rare was a free agent signing. He will be our second third base backup. He'll probably be backup or second short backup. He'll probably back up third base a good amount too during the regular season. I want to limit O'Neill Cruz's role as much as absolutely possible during the regular season because I just do not think that he is capable of playing at a good level right now. Now we see this power develop some more, maybe we can consider that, but for now his role is going to be limited. Gilberto Celestino was also somehow available in the Rule 5 draft. You see here, he was a top 100 prospect when I acquired him in the Rule 5 draft. He's got a pretty good range in outfield. He's got a decent hitting profile, good base running. This is an all-around prospect that I think can fill in nicely right now in the outfield and possibly be a trade chip going forwards. I don't really think he's got a spot with the outfield we currently have, but I mean, he could also be like an emergency center field fill-in for Margot if he hits free agency or something. So we'll have to see. But anyways, I think this team is pretty well poised to make a World Series run immediately. And I don't think there's too much that we need to do to upgrade this team. So the focus during the season is going to be on the farm system. Now, we already have the best farm in baseball, mostly on the back of Bobby Perez, our international amateur signing who looks ridiculously talented. Adley Rushman, who is a catcher that I'm not in love with but is solid, and Jalen Hurd, our first round draft pick. So hopefully we can build upon those top prospects, potentially add some more guys, um, maybe get some development out of players like Nick Allen and Johnny Cordova in the lower minors or guys that we think have more upside. So we'll have to see about that. And we're definitely going to look to do things like trade Justin Verlander midseason for prospects because, again, Corbin Martin, he's pretty much fully developed. He's coming up in the as soon as we possibly can find room for him. He's probably going to be in the minors just for, getting him some more opportunities to develop and to because we just don't have room on the roster or in the rotation for him at the moment. We might also look to deal Julio Urias. If he is not dealt midseason, he is going to be dealt off-season. I'm going to say it right now. There is a non-zero chance that Urias is still on the team in 2023, but it's not a very high non-zero chance. I think the odds are that we will be finding somebody else to fill his spot in the rotation. I mean, we've already got in-house options with guys like Nick Nelson. And frankly, I don't think that Hurd is all that far out from the majors, just like a season or two development, and he could easily joined the MLB rotation. I don't know if we've really got any other starting pitchers that close to the MLB, but at the same time, it's also not that difficult to pick guys up. Like, again, we've got Robert Gisselman who can be a starting pitcher if need be, so I don't really think we are all that desperate for an expensive guy in Julio Urias that I think could be a really good trade chip. All right, anyways, we're going to start simulating and see how these guys do in spring training. We'll make our decisions as we go. We're going to have to definitely keep our eyes on our performances, particularly from those relievers. Mike Trout having an outstanding start to his spring. Phil Matone going down with an injury. That's going to open up a roster spot for somebody to start the season, so we might get an extended look, but it's only out for like a month into the year, so he will come back and certainly be on our MLB roster. There is no question that he'll be on our MLB roster. Mike Trout among the major league leaders in home runs as well. David Fletcher among the batting average leaders. Mike Trout was temporarily first in OPS before Adolis Garcia took over that helm, and now he's back, and now Verdugo's up there with him, and now neither of them are there. So it looks like the guys that we were hoping would be really big parts of our team are coming through in spring training. That should be a good sign of things going forwards. Oh, Justin Verlander's ratings took a little tumble. That's not encouraging. We're going to have to take a look at him and his statistics so far, but I still think he's a $10 million pitcher. Worst case scenario, we just write him out all year and then just decline his option in the offseason. Shriver's ratings going up is good. He's definitely a guy I'd rather have stick to the team. Drew Rasmussen's ratings going up are also good news. Marshall Kasowski's stuff rating going up, which is not really what we needed to see from him, but it doesn't hurt. Jordan Hicks kind of going up, kind of going down. Looks like the movement dropped, but his potential, I believe, went up. Yeah, his potential and his stamina. Sam Hentage is going down. He's almost certainly not making the starting opening day roster. Chad Green's ratings going up. That's good. For a guy that is almost certainly going to be our closer throughout the season, you want to see him be as good as he possibly can. Junior Fernandez's ratings going up is really good news as well. This is definitely a player that's sticking with us. Shane Bieber increased his movement. That's good news as well. You want to see your ace get as good as he possibly can, although he wasn't really a concern. Vince Arobio losing some ratings is not good, but he's still probably basically a lock to make the opening day roster. Pavin Smith getting better is also good to see. He's a big part of the team. O'Neal Cruz losing a... Actually, it doesn't look like he really lost anything. He lost defense at first base, which honestly, who could care less, and overall slash potential ratings, which again, who could care less. I don't really see a problem with this. He increased his eye as well, which is good for him. Got David Fletcher here. He lost some defense, but increased his contact. Yeah, it looks like he lost a little range. That's disappointing, but I think we're just going to have to live with it. David Fletcher's our second baseman, no questions asked. Verdugo increased his power, which improves his overall abilities as a hitter. You like to see that. Luis Perez. I think these are some of our international prospects. Probably just getting another look at them. Oh, and something I completely forgot to mention earlier. The Marlins have changed their name to the Voyagers. So they are now the Miami Voyagers. We'll have to see how that new name bodes for them. I don't think that really made sense. They're already starting out by going 6-19 in spring training, so not very encouraging stuff there. Yeah, they're not doing the best. Shane Bieber's struggling in spring training, as is Chris Sale. I expect these two guys to bounce back. These are some of the premier pitchers in the league. Justin Verlander having a good spring, as is Julio Urias and Corbin Martin. David Peterson kind of struggling a little bit as well. Man, the back of our bullpen's looking great, but Gisselman is not. An ERA of almost 9. Rasmussen is good. Strom struggling a little bit. Sadler pitching well. Vest pitching well. Kasowski pitching really well. Trout is not doing much aside from hitting for power. Verdugo's hitting well. Bellinger is not hitting well. I just realized I totally forgot to set our lineups versus lefties. Or did I? No, okay, I set our lineup. I didn't alter the batting order. So I'm just going to quickly move Verdugo up a little bit. Yep, I think this looks good. I don't think there's really too much else. You know what? Miguel Rojas should probably be hitting higher versus lefties as well. I don't see any problem with having Margot hit at the bottom of the order. Yeah, he does not hit terribly well. Okay, I think this looks about right. We can play until opening day, and then we'll make our cuts all at once. Margot also notably on the RBI leaderboard, which is strange to me. Julio Urias was on that pitcher war leaderboard temporarily. And it looks like we are getting there. So we're going to check our preseason projections, and then we will make demotions and figure out who is going to be on our roster, who is getting released, and who is going down to the minors. Oh, by the way, Larry Dolan, like the complete douchebag he is, cut our budget heading into the season. Look at this. He reduced our budget by $8 million. Who does he think he is? Okay, anyways, top 100 prospects list. Wander Franco, absolutely no surprise. Jorge Ochoco, a scouting discovery for the Diamondbacks, ranking number 2. AJ Turner, probably another scouting discovery. No, a minor league free agent signing. What? How did they get this guy? This does not check out. He was drafted first overall and did not sign, and then signed a contract with the A's for no money. Bobby Perez still the number 4 prospect. I think we've got to check the free agents list. This is just crazy. I've seen at least a couple of guys that were minor league free agents at the top. And then we've got this scouting discovery for the Brewers. So there is that as well. We are no longer ranked number 1. It looks like the Tigers, who jumped on that guy, have claimed that spot. They've also got good development from Matt Manning and Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green as well. And another minor league free agent signing from a top player in Mel Dominguez. I'm assuming he was a top draft pick as well and failed to sign. So that is really weird. Let's just quickly check the free agent pool. All players. Oh, look at that. Noah Syndergaard. And he only wants like $5 million. You know what? This is just a guy I cannot. What the heck? Okay, that's not what you said. Corey Kluber only wants about $5 million too. Hopefully he actually only wants. Okay, these guys are just like spiking big time. I don't even know how they became free agents without me noticing, but apparently they did. All right, age is at most 23. Let's find these draft prospects. All right, this guy's probably not a draft prospect since he's from Korea. I do like this Pico Cone guy though. So we'll offer them both minor league. I like this guy as well. You know what? We are actually getting some decent players here. Hopefully we can actually sign them. We'll have to wait and see. I suppose there's not much else to do. Oh man, I hope our owner dies soon. Okay, anyways, preseason predictions. We are expected to go 108 and 54, which checks out, and with the AL Central handily. Mike Trout, the best hitter in baseball. No way. Cody Bellinger, number 3. We've got Verdugo among the top ranked hitters as well. Sale and Bieber coming in 1 and 2 for the pitchers list. That doesn't surprise me too much either. Urias also up there. All right, well, let's take another look at this roster. Hentages is without question going back to the minors. Thompson looks like he got a little bit of development. I think let's take a look at his pitching stats during spring training. All right, he pitched 9 innings, allowed 3 runs, struck out 14. He allowed 6 walks. All right, well, I think we'll come back to him. He pitched well, but not so well that I want to say he's a lock. Nick Nelson's going to AAA. Hopefully we can stretch him out there as a starter. He's good depth if somebody gets hurt or something. All right, let's take a look at Castellanos. I'm pretty sure he's making this opening day roster. Oh, he did not have a good spring training. His rates weren't too bad. He allowed more home runs than you'd like to see. His walks seem a little high. I think we're going to keep him on for now. Casey Sadler looks much too good to not have on our Major League roster. Will Vest, I think we can demote. We've got better options. He will probably be one of the first guys called up, though, if we need him. All right, Kosowski, he pitched 11 innings, and it's almost 12 innings in spring training. He only allowed 3 hits. His walk rate was not too high. He struck out everybody, and he didn't allow a single home run. There's no question to me that that is worthy of a spot on a Major League roster. He's earned it. Now, Vince Arrobio, his ratings dropped, and now I'm kind of questioning how much he could actually contribute. He did not have the best spring training. 7 innings, 4.05 ERA. The walks were way too high for me. Or that's the homers. The homers were way too high. So he gave up, what, 2 home runs, 3 home runs? Yeah, we'll think about it. Obviously, Fernandez is already a lock. Shriver, I think he has to have some pretty good statistics for me to keep him. Yeah, he had a really good. No, he didn't. He walked a lot of guys. He allowed a lot of homers, and he didn't strike out too many guys. So the ERA was low, but it looks like it was mostly luck. It pains me to do it, but we're releasing Shriver back to the White Sox. And I think that's everyone who was on the border. Got to demote Corbin Martin as well. I actually want to give him an extension first because he is just such a good player. Why are we not able to extend him? It looks like we're broke for next year. I don't know if there's any players that I want to trade right now. Phil Matone. Yeah, I guess, I mean, he's injured right now. I don't want to spend $4 million on him next season. And goodness me, oh my, David Peterson has some hefty arbitration estimates. Okay, this kind of alters the plan a little bit. Let's see if anybody wants a long-term. It doesn't seem like anybody wants a long-term extension, so I think we're just going to shop around Matone. I do expect a good return, though. This is a quality reliever that we're offering up. All right, Leclerc, but he's expensive. We'd have to get his salary retained if that's the way we go. I don't see anybody else I'm really interested in at all, so if we're getting someone, it's got to be a retained Leclerc. Oh man, look at how good Maximo Acosta has become for the Rangers. Let's see if we can get him in this trade. Oh yeah, we can absolutely get Maximo Acosta in this trade. He is absolutely a top prospect right now. Really good fielding third baseman with a solid power swing. Man, I'm liking this. All right, you know what? O'Neal Cruz, you're technically... I want to see your spring training stats. I have no problems getting rid of Cruz if it means getting a prospect this good, so... Yeah, he did well to finish spring training, but he kind of struggled throughout, so I think we can trade O'Neal Cruz. Actually, we should shop him around as well. We can see exactly what teams are wanting because O'Neal Cruz is a top prospect. So if we get a good offer here, maybe we go for that and give somebody else up for that player. I do like Dean Kremer. Ooh, man, Cody Heuer, what a good pitcher. All right, so right now Heuer is definitely my preferred option. Michael Baez, we gave to the Angels, I believe. Danny Salazar? Huh. He doesn't actually look like he's that good. Andres Munoz is a relatively decent reliever. Tristan Beck, never heard of him before. He looks like he could be pretty decent, but I'm also not that interested. Dennis Santana. All right, let's take a look at Cody here. We'll get him one way or another. It's just a question of whether this is where we're trading Cruz or if we're giving him something else, we're giving him something else. They want a lot of. They really do not have a high asking price. Here is a quality reliever, and they don't want anything for him. Gabriel Rodriguez, this guy's garbage. I have no problems trading him at all. How much is Giolito making? 18 million. Yeah, okay. Okay. He's probably not someone we can afford. Let's see if we can get Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is a nice cheap pitcher. And Matt Foster, interesting. He is pretty much in pre-arb, so he's not a super expensive option, I'd imagine. Man, they actually want a lot more for him than I expected. All right, I think we'll take another look at their prospects and then call this trade. I think it's good as it stands. All right, Andrew Perez is pretty good. Andrew Dahlquist is good. I do not like those options. All right. We can get Perez completely free, so I think this is the route we will go. Bear is not a bad prospect. I don't want to pay anything extra, though. I think we'll just complete the trade. All right, we can get here 90% retained as well. That's good. So we're conserving our money. Let's go to the Rangers and complete this trade for Leclerc and Acosta. DeMarcus Evans looks pretty good. Maybe we can get him. All right, well, again, worth a try. Paxton seems surprisingly low salary, unacquirable, of course. Wow, Arahara. This looks like a legitimate ace. Let's see about him. And Adolis Garcia, one of my personal favorite options at as an outfielder. All right, well, it looks like we can't afford this as it stands. I think we'll get Leclerc's contract retained first, which seems surprisingly easy to do. Yordis Valdez. Oh man, this guy's actually a really great fielder. I think we'll hold on to him, see about one of these other players. Not entirely sure who this Owen Miller guy is, but 25-year-old second baseman. Yeah, he's a captain, but I don't really care that much. I like captains, but I'm not going to overpay for them. Raynel Delgado, a decent prospect, just not really worth holding on to in this case. All right, let's see about Koji Arihara. Oh, wow, they actually do like him that much. Okay, so no Arihara. Our outfield is really good, so I don't really think we need Adolis Garcia either. Yeah. Alright, I think we'll pretty much just seal the deal. Alright, this is a decent trade. Here we go. Alright, and we could just have Devin Marrero back up all the infield positions. Or Cody Bellinger can back up first base. Nah, I don't like that option too much. I think we will have Devin Marrero back up all 4 spots. Or I could have Elise Sanchez. Yeah, Elise Sanchez is actually a pretty good fielder. I think we'll do that just to give him a more extended look as a hitter this year. All right, Corbin Martin, let's get you extended. I'm going to offer him something really cheap. If he doesn't accept it, we're not extending him. Just a little option to give us a good contract for a pretty solid pitcher. In fact, I may not offer him this much. Let me just take a look at the AAV. Yeah, $6 million. I think we'll just set the last 3 years to 7.5 million and see if he bites. If not, I'm willing to go a little bit higher. Yeah, under 6 million, that's good. Perfect, he takes it. So now, oh, you know what? We're gonna leave Corbin Martin on the active roster until he accepts that contract because it could affect his mood. And I'm gonna leave these guys DFA'd for the time being as well. So, okay. Except Leclerc, I think we can put him on the IL comfortably. I'm not going to put him on the 60-day just so we don't restrict our options there. I think Arobio has got to go back to the White Sox as well. He's just not performed to the level that we need him to. We need to get rid of, what, 3 more pitchers? Yeah, 3 more. All right, who is staying and who is going? I really don't want to do this, but I think Castellanos or Thompson absolutely has got to go. How Sadler's still really cheap. Dang, this is tough. We went from a position where I was not happy with our bullpen to the point where we have too many guys. I'm almost tempted to release Kasowski. All right, well, I will release Castellanos. And I'll release Thompson. Actually, I've got a better idea. He probably has a little bit of value on the trade market, so we'll send him to a different team than just giving him straight back to the Padres. Hey, look, Matthew Boyd, minor league free agent. That's an interesting option. I like that. I like Javi Guerra, but I think Matthew Boyd on a minor league contract is probably the option here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. They've got that really good prospect now, but we've also got here Steve Simo or something like that, a really good reliever. He's got an outstanding personality as well. I definitely think we're going to try to pick him up. I have no idea who that Martinez guy is. Wait, Yordis Valdez, he's the good fielder, right? Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to trade him. Angel Martinez, not a bad hitter, but worth giving up for somebody this good. What a personality on him, too. You absolutely cannot dispute how great of a guy he is, and therefore his potential to improve. I don't know about Alec Thomas overall, but he is a good player, and we'll have to see if we can. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Cash is always a good option as well, so we'll just see how much we can get and call this a deal. All right, $1 million. I like it. All right, one more pitcher needs to go. Or actually, I think two more. And I don't like any of the options as far as getting rid of guys at this point. I want to see what the arbitration estimates are on Hicks. He's only got 1 year left. And Clace, I think let's see what we can get for Hicks. I'm not saying we trade him immediately, but he did have a slight ratings drop at that one point, and he could be a very high value trade chip. Tuki Tucson is on the rise in Atlanta, it seems. There's Matt Foster. I'm more interested in prospects than MLB players, so I might take another look at the prospects only. But I do like Brandon Bielak. He is a quality offer. I'm going to shortlist him. We'll probably look into him at some point. Loizaga. Okay, I think we've got a winner. It's going to be very tough to top that. Puck is another really interesting offer. And Howard. Okay, so we're actually getting some pretty good offers here with young pitchers as we get a little bit further in. I think I'll investigate all three options here. We'll start with Loizaga. Wait, who's this Tim Crate? Kate. No, don't like him. We'll start with Loizaga. We'll just pop him up. Go on to the Phillies and ask about Spencer Howard. Who appears to actually be on their active roster, which is a surprise because they almost always keep him in the minors forever. Okay, we could acquire Spencer Howard conceivably now. I think it's got to be a reliever if we're getting him. I'd rather have Loizaga than Howard, I think. Our other option was getting Puck from the A's. And it seems like Puck is probably a little easier to get, maybe? No? No, maybe not. Okay. If we could get like Dalton Jeffries as well, that might change my mind here. But yeah, as expected, we are unable to. And I seriously doubt that we've got any options here that would really make this trade good. Or at least stand out. I do like Puck as a pitcher a whole lot. Oh yeah, they've got AJ Turner too, don't they? Let's see about AJ Turner. They appear to be interested in Adley Rutschman, who is a player I'm willing to trade in the right circumstance. Yeah, this is a no. I'm not giving up that much for AJ Turner. I think this one might come down to cash. Let me just check how much Loizaga is projected to make going forwards. Right, so we still have, what, 3 years of control if we acquire Loizaga? That's pretty good. He is a very good pitcher. He's somebody I think we could quickly flip at really good value if we wanted to. I think Puck has some value as well, but I'm just not sure how much we could capitalize on it. I think we're definitely going for Loizaga here. But again, this does not solve our problem of having too many pitchers. Justin Verlander's ratings drop kind of has me worried. I guess we can shop around and just see what we get offered. Oh man, nobody actually wants Verlander right now. So he is definitely going to have to start the season with us. Oh yeah, you know what? We could just keep Loizaga DFA'd and make our decisions after Martin signs his extension. All right, we'll do this. I think we can just leave the team as it stands. We'll keep Martin on as a long reliever for the short run. Oh man, I think we're gonna probably just use Loizaga in the bullpen until we find a way to trade Verlander. Miguel Rojas suffered a setback from his day-to-day injury, unfortunately. Shane Bieber pitching a gem to start the season. An 8-inning, 10 strikeout game, only one walk, no hits allowed. Miguel Rojas also having a great start to his season, going 4 for 5 with a double and 2 home runs. Holy cow. What an opening day for Rojas. Another good start against the Pirates. Chris Sale having an excellent game. So piggybacking there with our 2 ace starters. And we lose our first game of the season to the Pirates. Hopefully we can get back to winning. And we do. Come on, Martin, you got to sign your contract. Henry Davis, who is a 2020 prospect. Steve Soto looks really good. This guy does not look good at all. Whoever drafts him is getting ripped off. That guy's okay. I don't think he's a top 5 prospect, but yeah, this looks like it's a little bit more shallow as a draft pool than last year, although this guy looks good too. I don't know. We're going to have to see who gets to us. Yeah, look at this. This Steve Kneller guy. He looks much better than that other pitcher that we got showed. So, I don't know. I don't know. We're going to have to see. We got all of those minor league options that we were looking at. I'm going to ask the AI to set up our minor league for now. I think I could hypothetically option all of those dudes on our DFA list to the minors if needed. Come on, Martin, just sign the contract. Just sign the contract. Oh, Martin. All right, all of these players are getting optioned to the minors for the time being. Cody Bellinger is now on top in WAR. Not a surprise, he's a pretty good player. Shane Bieber and Chris Sale continue their success. David Peterson appears to have had a really good start for his first game too. Yeah, 8 innings of no hit or 3 hit ball, 1 walk. Pretty good opening day for, or not opening day, but first start rather for him. We're just going to keep simming until we finally get Martin to sign his contract. There we go, finally. All right, so Martin's now getting demoted to AAA. Yeah, look at him. He's garbage. He pitched 2 games, allowed 3 hits, a home run. He only struck 5 guys out. Such a terrible pitcher. We can't possibly have him on our roster. All right, Hero is definitely coming up. Actually, no. Hero could use some time in the minors. I think DeJuice could legitimately use some time in the minors. We'll promote Loizaga. He'll be our long reliever for the time. Wow, Verlander really struggled in his first start against the Pirates. 3 home runs in only 3 innings pitched. Hopefully we get some better performances out of him. I'd rather not just waste that contract. I know we could use this opportunity to place Verlander on the 6-day or the 60-day injured list. Although he did allow, he is just allowing home runs left and right. He allowed 2 home runs in his second start to Houston and a home run in his start to Toronto. He's had more success in those 2 starts, but is still not pitching all that well. We are up to 600, but the White Sox are pulling a little bit ahead in first place. Julio Urias improving his control, but losing a little stuff. He is pitching well so far. Matt Strahm losing some control and overall, that's a little disappointing. But again, he's off to a hot start as well. A sub 100 ERA in 10 innings pitched. Great rates all around. Loizaga loses a little bit of control. He's having a pretty good start out of the pen, though. He's definitely a player we're going to trade at some point. Elise Sanchez, ooh, he lost some catcher ability, but he also picked up some hitting. Verdugo loses the power that he gained earlier in the oof, and he is struggling out of the gate. Celestino improving, except his potential eye dropped, but he's looking good. He's off to a pretty good start to the season as well. Kyle Nelson with the Clippers having a good start. Cody Heuer has his ratings improve. Clark Schmidt loses ratings. That's disappointing. He is a guy I was hoping could be a sneaky good acquisition. Adley Rushman is just not looking good. Looks like we've got some improvement among our prospects. A good amount of improvement at that. All right, that's good. And we do not pick up any awards for the first monthlies, which surprises me because Cody Bellinger has been lighting up the world, while Alex Bregman is just putting him to shame with his performance. Gesellman's out for 4 months. He was off to a terrific start, too. Only 2 runs allowed and 9 innings pitched with very strong rates. He is not yet allowed a walk or home run. That does open up a spot on the active roster for Heuer, however. He will be our second setup guy behind Clace. We'll see how he does. Bieber and Sale just continue to dominate at the top of our rotation. Again, Sale is likely going to be traded at some point. Maybe not this year, but at some point in the future. Alex Bregman is just an unstoppable force right now for Houston. A 1250 plus OPS right now. He's batting .377. He's second in the league in home runs, first in batting average, first in RBIs. He just cannot be stopped. He is definitely on path to win the Triple Crown at the moment. Aha. All right, we've got an interesting power hitting first base scouting discovery here. He's 6'5", so he could definitely play the position well. All right, Kyle Seager wants an extension. Oh, shoot, I just realized I totally forgot to put Kyle Seager back into the lineup versus lefties. Oops. All right, well, that's fine. How is Elise Sanchez doing defensively at first? He's still training, that's for sure. All right, well, Kyle Seager, let's see what you want for an extension. You're definitely a viable choice to play third base for us beyond this year. That's a little pricey for me right now. We're really cheap, and we've got Devin Marrero who can play third base really darn well defensively, so I'm not too set on keeping Kyle Seager if we absolutely have to move on from him. Cody Bellinger is smoking hot right now. Absolutely outstanding hitting, particularly on the power side of things, and great fielding as well. On pace for a Gold Glove caliber season in left. Rojas having a great start to his season. Margot outstanding in center, almost entirely on the defense, almost a surefire for that Gold Glove at this point in the early goings of the season. Bobby Dahlbeck on the home run leaderboards. And Manuel Clace out a week. I think we'll place him on the injury list just because we have the depth in AAA with DeJuice to fill that hole, no problem. Corbin Martin is actually struggling so far in AAA through 8 starts, which, again, really surprises me. All right, let's check how the team's doing. Kosowski's actually been outstanding, much to my surprise. Casey Sadler has been the big struggle bug so far. Rasmussen hasn't been too strong either, so we'll have to see. Loizaga's off to a good start. Verlander's looking better. He's still allowing loads of home runs, but the strikeouts are high, the walks are low, which is what we'd expected. Although at this point, I do think Julio Urias is our number 3 starter over Verlander. Our rotation has been, for the most part, excellent. Our bullpen has been excellent. And our offense has been really strong, so hopefully we can keep this up, maybe even get better production going forwards. Chris Sale just got suspended for something. Kurt Suzuki is leading in the All-Star voting for the Miami Voyagers at age 38 with garbage defense and garbage hitting. Over JT Realmuto. Never thought I'd see the day. For the AL, Sean Murphy and Danny Jansen in a heated race right now for that catcher start. Yerman Mercedes is there as well. I don't know why he's being used as a catcher, but okay. Vlad Jr. is leading in the first base running. Gleyber Torres hot on his heels. Matt Olson not too far behind. Whit Merrifield leading at second base. DJ LeMahieu and Luis Arias also very close in the running. Alex Bregman, what a shocker, leading at third base. Jose Ramirez not too far behind. Again, a really good hitter in Ramirez, and Gio Rochelle is also in that running. Tim Anderson is running away with shortstop, which surprises me because Miguel Rojas has been ridiculous so far. Cody Bellinger, the highest vote getter to this point in left field. And it looks like he might be our only... Nope. Mike Trout is slightly beating out Michael Brantley for that DH spot. Remember, Michael Brantley is the reigning MVP, which might play a role in things. Shane Bieber is trailing Lucas Giolito for that starter spot. And Julio Urias is in the mix for that as well. It looks like we don't have any relievers making a run for a relief vote in. Chad Green has actually struggled pretty badly so far as our closer. He's giving up a lot of home runs. We may look at potentially having Heuer take over the situation. I don't really know, honestly. Maybe Clace could be our closer. He should be back soon. He's not pitching too well, though, either. Lots of home run problems with our pitching, oddly enough. David Peterson suffers a day-to-day injury. He looks like he's slowed down since his hot start to the year. I think a couple of our guys are actually underperforming, and man, Justin Verlander just tanking. He loses velocity and control, or rather, control? Stuff, not control, in his latest ratings update. Marshall Kosowski's got the green arrow pointing up by his name right now. He is pitching really well on the back of more than 2 strikeouts an inning. Cody Heuer going down. Shane Bieber proves his potential and current control. Did I read that right? Current and potential stuff and current and potential control. So he is easily the most dominant pitcher in baseball right now. His curveball just looks like what's carrying his arsenal. Not walking anybody. Look at that low walk rate. He's oddly enough running into his problems when he has them with the home runs. We just can't stop our pitchers from allowing way too many home runs. And it looks like that's pretty much it for this ratings update. Gio Urshela winning Batter of the Month. Chris Bassett winning Pitcher of the Month. Sam Delaplane winning Pitcher of the Month. Huh, interesting. Alex Kirilloff wins Rookie of the Month. That makes sense. He's pretty good. to Cepito Marcano, who was a Rule 5 draft acquisition actually by the Nationals, wins his Rookie of the Month. Cody Bellinger is currently second in home runs to Giancarlo Stanton. Clace is back, which means that DeJuice is probably our guy going to the minors. He pitched .1 inning, and so he pitched to one batter and struck him out. Not bad, not bad. Oh, Clace has got to be on the IL for a couple more days. So actually, DeJuice is not coming off yet. All right, how's Sale doing? He's still pitching really well, although he's come down to earth slightly. Once again, the home runs are the problem. I don't know what's going on, but our guys are just giving up way too many home runs. All right, now let's take a look at our roster and see who's doing what. Pavin Smith is grossly underperforming. I cannot believe that he's doing so bad. Like, his gap power is the only thing that actually represents where he is. Look at how much he's striking out. That's insane for a 55 avoid Ks player. His batting average is in the gutter. His walk rate's okay. I think that's really representative. His home run rate is just too low. Mike Trout is just garbage right now. There's no way to put it. There's no excuse for Mike Trout only putting up all-star caliber numbers. The power is really what's keeping him afloat, and it's not even where it should be. The walks and the power, the walks are about right. The strikeouts are high. The batting average is low. I want to see more. Alex Verdugo, another gross underperformer. He's just not hitting for an average. His strikeout rates are way too high. The power isn't where it should be. What is going on? Our home run power is, or our home runs are the problem. We're not hitting home runs and we're giving up way too many. Manuel Margot doing about what I'd expect of him. David Fletcher, I mean, the walks are a little low, but he's doing about what I expect of him. Kyle Seager, he's a little bit underperforming, but it's honestly not as bad as it could be. Hedges is just, ugh. Again, not unexpected, however, and Miguel Rojas is overperforming. Oh man, we need to see more from a couple of guys on our offense. The batting averages are not where they should be. The home run rates are not where they should be. Do not know why we'd want to trade for another reliever. We've got too many of them. Bellinger is officially off the home run leaderboards. He is only now seen on the WAR leaderboards. All right, well, now let's take a look at DeJuice and his full stint in the majors. He pitched 3 innings in total, struck 3 batters out, only allowed 1 hit. Yeah, he had a good run. Pretty good debut. Back down to AAA, get him some more development, and get Clace back onto the roster. Justin Verlander's ERA is really starting to drop. I think I'm going to try to trade him fully retained if that's what it takes to just get him off the team. I definitely think that we have a better option available in Corbin Martin. So if we can, we can't get a single thing for Justin Verlander. That's unbelievable. If I can't trade him by the deadline, I'm outright releasing him. Edwin Rios. Somebody that they are certainly not going to have any value of. Justin. Why did we give him a no trade clause? You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe I was stupid enough to not check the no trade clause section and actually gave him a no trade clause. It looks like Scott Moss, who was taken from us in the Rule 5 draft, has been returned. He will be demoted to AAA. Why? I don't want him if he's got to be on the 40-man roster. We'll offer him a minor league contract. If he doesn't take that, I have no interest in him. Miguel Rojas is a legitimate option to be flipped at the deadline as well. Chris Sale's out a week. He was only going to miss 1 start. Please tell me I didn't give Chris Sale a no trade clause. Okay, thank goodness. Let's see, who is our replacement? I think it's Nick Allen is our long-term replacement for Miguel Rojas. He's MLB ready. He's crushing AAA right now. Tyler Freeman's another option, although I don't like him as much. Please, Justin Verlander, waive your no trade clause. We don't want you on our team. We're a game back of the White Sox right now, tied with the White Sox. And we are in first place. Second in power rankings at the moment. I think we're pretty significantly underperforming, though. I think Cody Bellinger is probably the closest player to performing where he should be, and he's still not hitting for a high enough batting average. What is it with guys not hitting for a high enough batting average? No one on our team is hitting 270 right now. Pavin Smith, Mike Trout, Alex Verdugo, Cody Bellinger should all be hitting 270, no problem. Dave Fletcher should be hitting 270. Miguel Rojas, actually, no, that's a lie. Miguel Rojas is hitting 300. No one else on our team is batting over 270. I cannot believe this. Justin Verlander continues to pitch to a lower ERA than he did before. Why did I give you a no trade clause? Ugh. His stuff just keeps dropping. He's not a viable option. You know what? He would have signed his contract if we didn't have a no trade clause. I can't believe I forgot to put it in, or take it out rather. He's got to get released at this point. We just have absolutely no use for him. Oh, come on. We have to wait until the end of the year and then take the team option, evidently. That just really bothers me. Can we at least demote him to the minors? Can we... Yeah, let's DFA him. Let's waive the DFA him. Yes, there we go. There we go. We're calling up Corbin Martin. He'll take that spot in the rotation. Hopefully a permanent addition to our rotation. Actually, you know what? We need Justin Verlander to make one more start. And once he's made a start, he is gone. What's Corbin Martin's rest at right now? Oh, great. Adley Rutschman might be hurt. He's at 68%, so he'll be ready to make that start in place of Verlander. All right, now you're getting DFA'd. Corbin Martin coming to the majors. Hopefully somebody actually is stupid enough to claim Justin Verlander. I doubt it, but you never know. Clace is really struggling in the bullpen. I'm not happy about our relievers. I expected more. Loizaga wins Pitcher of the Month. That is impressive, and that should skyrocket his trade value, so we'll probably look at moving him. Holy cow, Jose Diaz! He can hit, and he's got an 85 grade eye, a ridiculous personality. He's probably a first baseman exclusively, but holy cow, this guy is good. Almost certainly a lock to be our acquisition. I seriously doubt anyone's better than that. This guy's okay, but he's definitely not the top guy. This guy is also good. Still not a top guy. This guy's pretty dark. He's a knuckle. Oh, okay. Okay. You know what? We're going way over the cap here. We're going to try to sign both of these guys. Slider, changeup, 85 grade knuckleball, stamina, movement and control. Oh, man. Man, you can't top that. Oh, this is just such a crazy class. Although if it comes down to it and for whatever stupid reason, we can only sign one of those guys, it's going to be the second baseman. Although, man, look at this John Gomez. Maybe we just try to sign a whole bunch of guys just for the heck of it. Clark Schmidt going up. Good, good. He looks like a usable starter now. Marshall Kasowski, he improved his control. Hallelujah. Marshall Kasowski is actually a good looking Rule 5 draft pick, a really good looking Rule 5 draft pick. Julio Arias' stuff drops. You know what? At this point, I would trade Arias, call up Schmidt to save money. Man, look at all this green in our minors. You love to see it. Man, Loizaga winning pitcher of the month. That's crazy. We could also put Loizaga in the rotation. We've got plenty of options for that. All right, let's just take a look at the money we've got available. Because our stupid owner, we've only got $9 million plus the $5 million we've already invested. Oh man, I think we can hypothetically spend as much money as we want. So we could sign this guy and 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 this guy. Just go crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this one out. This is just a crazy international amateur class, and we are probably gonna be making some moves. Probably gonna be making some moves and trying to figure out where we stand financially. If I can get rid of Justin Verlander one way or another, man, I really wish he would waive his no trade clause. But anyways, I will do that. That's gonna be my mission, and the next video will definitely contain some information about these insane players that we're looking to sign. So thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully we could get these Guardians some rings, especially, Mike Trout. But anyways, I'm going to call it here. I'll figure this stuff out. I'll see you guys in the next video.